Alright guys, let's go ahead and just jump into this quick live weather update here. Um, we're right back at it to where we just were up there in Michigan, and what's going to be different about this lake effect event versus the last one. So the last one, you had more combination of heavy wet snow and mixed into fluffier stuff with some wind gusts and whiteout conditions in some isolated areas. This time, you're going to have a very large area of whiteout conditions. Some areas are getting blizzard criteria for blizzard conditions, especially where the heaviest snow bands set up. And then also the combination of 40 to 50, even 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts are possible, especially near the lake, and even as far inland in any of those areas in the pink highlighted boxes, which are underneath winter storm warnings currently across this area. The two corridors I'm really worried about is this. The I-94 or corridor right here in Benton Harbor, and 94 right here across southwest Michigan, going into Kalamazoo 94, into Battle Creek. You're going to have the winds are going to be out of the north-northwest or west-northwest, meaning your any west-east road, especially the side road, she'll have significant snow drifting starting late tonight into Thursday, and also whiteout conditions, blizzard conditions could unfold on 94, especially between Benton Harbor and Hartford, or Benton Harbor to Kalamazoo. Those wind gusts are going to be very, very strong with the snow. If you have to travel, just please, when you're getting off on some of these ramps, the snow drifts could be really high and you could get stuck. So just be wary about that as well, where you get off on some of these on and off ramps, because there is the potential that we could have a flash freeze with this cold front that comes through, meaning any wet surfaces could easily flash freeze and become black ice or really slick ice, and then the salt is not really going to help that, because it's already consolidated on the ground, huge block ice. But like I said, I'm really worried about the I-94 corridor between Battle Creek to Kalamazoo to back to Benton Harbor. I mean, it's if you get a lake effect snowband setting up on that late tonight or even Thursday, with a combination of these wind gusts, you could be meeting blizzard criteria, and there could even be a possible chance when we finally locate that snow band wherever it is with the combination of those wind gusts, there could even be a blizzard warning upgrade. But confidence is slim to figure out where the heaviest snow bands are set up at to meet the full criteria of blizzard conditions. But you're going to be meeting blizzard conditions in some areas along 94 where wind gusts are 40 plus gust, with a combination of snowfall leading to whiteout conditions, very low visibility, impossible to drive in. So like I said, late tonight into Thursday, this whole stretch of 94 corridor, you're going to be seeing whiteout conditions, very heavy snow, even some areas leading up anywhere between 6 and 12 inches of snow is possible over the next couple of days. But like it only takes, an inch an hour snowfall rate with these wind gusts gusting across this area to get some hardcore whiteout conditions. Like I said, this is definitely something to watch out for. And not even just the snow, but there's going to be areas right here between South Haven all the way down, or all the way up to Holland, where there's going to be some 18 to 20 foot waves here, with the cold front approaching late tonight into Thursday, slamming into this area. So you could see some coastal flooding, some of the rivers water being pushed back in there, some river flooding as well possible. But there's going to be some big time waves there pushing in as well on some of these lake shores, between 18 and 20 footers. But here's just some of the warnings here, from the winter storm warning that was posted. So 4 to 10 inches, locally higher amounts of winds gusting as high as 50 miles an hour. Visibility may drop down to a quarter mile or less due to falling, blowing snow, strong winds, blah, blah, blah. Basically, the point of this message is that the fact it's going to be very harsh conditions on the 94 corridor. But I mean, there's a huge area here of winter storm warnings. So these lake effect snow bands are going to be reaching really far inland across a large swath of western Michigan. and there could be a couple of these bands that are really nicely dominant for the most part for maybe several hours. That could, I mean, as soon as you drive into it, I mean, you probably won't see anything. That's how bad it's going to get in some of these areas. You can even have light snow falling with these type of winds, and how dry and fluffy the snow ratio is. It's just going to be blowing around, drifting around, reducing visibility significantly. Um, so I mean, it only takes light snow to fall with these wind gusts, and then it just blows around, kicks around, and you can even have ground blizzard conditions in some areas where the snow's already fallen. If it's dry and fluffy, where it kicks around as well with these high wind gusts. So it doesn't matter how heavy the snow's fallen. When you have consistent wind gusts of 40 to 50 or even up to 60 miles an hour in open areas, with a west to east road option and winds are out of the north northwest or west northwest, you're going to get whiteout conditions along that corridor. That's why the 94 corridor stretch here. You got the 196 going into Grand Rapids. You got 96 up there in Muskegon going into Grand Rapids. All these west to east roads right here are going to get hammered with zero visibility conditions. So just be careful. And some of these lake effect snowbands might even reach all the way out to Lansing on 96. They got some weather advisories out there as well. You got the 12 right there across the Michigan-Indiana border. You also got 80-90 there. The Indiana Turnpike or tollway right there goes across northern Indiana. All these west-east road options with the combination of these strong wind gusts, they're going to be coming off the lake, especially get the northwest flow. It's going to be really hard to see. We could actually have west winds as well. So even if the winds are not out of the northwest or west northwest, then you got to worry about these north to south road options. So 31, 196 coming up, especially along 196 coming up between Benton Harbor all the way up to Holland. I would highly suggest you be very, very cautious and careful. If you even don't have to be on the roadways, don't be on the roadways late tonight into Thursday. Especially between South Haven up to Holland, you're going to be seeing some big time travel impacts. I mean, you're basically going to be traveling 20 to 30 miles an hour the whole stretch because you won't be able to see anything when it's snowing with these winds coming in. The initial cold front is supposed to hit around this area starting 5 or 6 p.m. ish. So you could have a huge big wind gust up to 60 miles an hour with that initial cold front, which could be bringing basically a snow squall with it, which drop visibility down to nothing with that, and then you get the consistent 40 to 50 gusts behind that cold front as well. But let's go ahead and jump into some of these forecast models here. Here's the GLERL model. I'm just watching the wave heights and forecasts here for across portions of Michigan here. You can see that the wave heights start getting to 18 to 20 foot waves starting late tonight after midnight or close to midnight, and then going into all day Thursday. So if there's anyone that likes to look at the waves, I would definitely be out there Thursday morning during daylight to see some huge waves there bouncing off South Haven or Holland area. Definitely be some huge waves out there with a combination of some big time wind gusts. And then we're looking at the forecast models of snow conditions and winds here coming into Michigan. Let's go down here. Here's the NDFD forecast model. Of course, let's go all the way out to Friday morning. Between now and Friday morning, NDFD forecast model picking up anywhere between 4 and 10 inches plus, locally higher amounts in some areas, because sometimes the forecast models cannot depict on where the heaviest snow band's going to set up and how long duration it's going to be. Sometimes the models struggle with that. The HER model is very good at picking up LES snow bands across Lake Michigan, of course. So we'll go over to the Canadian model next. Canadian model right here, picking up the snow bands, picking up as far inland all the way up to northern Indiana and southwest Michigan, especially along the 94 corridor. Here's the HER model. Wow. Okay. This is very interesting. This is the 12Z run, going all the way out till this is the 12Z run going all the way out till Friday morning. Wow. It's picking up a very strong lake effect snow band. Here we go. Had to fix that. It's picking up a very strong lake effect snow band reaching in as far inland all the way into northern Indiana, northeast Indiana. And basically from western Michigan, this lake effect snow band goes as far inland all the way up there to Kalamazoo, stretching across the 94 corridor with the combination of those strong winds. You're going to be seeing some big time travel impacts. Let's get a closer up with the pivotal. I like using pivotal to look close up as well. So we'll go all the way out to Friday morning. We'll go over here to the snow forecast, and look at that, guys. It's picking up a very dominant thin. It's not, so it's a snow band, but it's like within like maybe a 15 to 25 mile radius west to east of the snow band, right? And it's showing snow accumulations over a foot of snow just west of Kalamazoo, stretching across the 94 corridor, going all the way into portions of northern Indiana Turnpike. So two of the major interstates there getting impact here by lake effect snow and some big time wind gusts. So if we go back here into time and looking at when this snow band's actually coming in and going across the area, look at this. This stretches that west-northwest flow all the way up from basically west of Traverse City. That band is coming in all the way into west of Kalamazoo. And look at the wind gusts that it's carrying with it. 30 to 40, 45 gusts there sticking with it. So, I mean, you're going to be looking at some big time travel impacts. Big time. Yeah, look at your max wind gusts with the initial wave of snow coming in late tonight. Late this evening, basically. Here's the cold front when it comes in, showing some 60 gusts with it when the cold front slams into the Lake Michigan shoreline near South Haven. I wouldn't be surprised if we see 65 gusts with this cold front coming in when it slams in. But it's basically going to be bringing a snow squall with it. It looks like around 4 to 5 or 4 to 6 p.m. when this cold front comes in. It's going to be bringing a line of snow with it. There could be some rain and snow mix ahead of the cold front, but there's going to be some very cold Arctic air coming in behind this. Look at your temperature difference coming in behind the cold front. There's going to be some warm air ahead of it, but behind it, it's going to bring some really cold air. So you could have a rain snow mix. You could actually have some snow squall criteria there with some very heavy wind gusts leading to whiteout conditions with that initial wave of snow pushing through. And that stuff is flying east. That cold front is flying east. So that could also bring some very, very drastic hazardous conditions when driving. Yeah, this is going to be very interesting. Look at the RFS model here. RFS is down, hasn't been updated. Cool. So here's the newest HER model, the 7 p.m. The 13Z update. Still showing that front coming in around 5 or 6 p.m. Still showing very consistent big time wind gusts there coming in, pushing along the lakeshore there with the initial wave of snow and wind gusts. It's going to be a very large snow squall with that cold front coming in, which is going to drop visibility down to big time. So be careful around 4 to 6 p.m. if you're traveling on any of the interstates across western or southwest Michigan. There's going to be a huge snow squall with the cold front when it comes in, and behind it's going to be very cold, very strong wind gusts, probably leading to whiteout conditions. Because that's another thing we're worried about. But going back to the radar here, like I said, large area here of winter storm warnings. and winter weather advisories. But based on the HER, we go over to the HER model on here and overlap it with everything. Let's go here. Oh, here we are. So here's the HER model. Let's go to 12Z. So here's the HER model overlapping with the winter storm warnings here. You can see that there's a strong northwest flow here Thursday, especially Thursday morning after Wednesday midnight here, with a very strong lake effect snow band here developing with that west northwest flow. That's like with the strong low level jet, low level winds, that lake effect snow band can carry as far inland all the way into northern Indiana, northeast Indiana here, impacting some here major roadways here, especially the 80-90 corridor here. See the darker blues here, especially impacting this area between Elkhart all the way up to Jamestown, Indiana here. You can see whiteout conditions. Just be very careful when driving on this after midnight tonight into Thursday early morning. Truckers, beware. And then you got the classic 94 corridor here set up. I'm pretty sure the DBZ on this band is very interesting. Yeah, there's DBZ picking up probably 33, but it's likely going to be higher than that. Probably looking at like a 40 DBZ lake effect snow band if this happens. But look at this darker, lighter color here is very heavy lake effect snow picked up on the HER model, the 12Z Ron in particular, and some big time wind gusts here across this area. So it's going to be the 94 corridor here being very impactful by heavy lake effect snow, zero visibility, and big time wind gusts, and then leading to the threat of icing over on the interstates here. So I mean, it's going to be very hazardous, guys. Very, very hazardous travel. If you guys want to travel on this, that's fine, but I'm saying you're going to be putting people at risk. Because look how dominant the lake effect snow band. It only takes an hour or less to create everything snow covered with the winds and the snow ratio here. Probably less than 20 minutes when it first starts and everything becomes a mess. Yeah, this is going to be very interesting. Snowband connects all the way from Lake Erie, coming down all the way into northeast Indiana. That's a big fetch there. But you guys were warned. I'll probably be leaving here around 2 p.m. or so to get up there, and just sit up there and wait for the initial lake effect snow band or cold front to kind of come through, and we'll be out there covering all of the snowways, highways, and helping people out. But this is going to be big time based on the winds and the snow combination. I wouldn't be surprised if people want to keep driving this. We'll probably see another pile up on 94 again. Just putting it out there. You guys don't want to stay off the interstate. You guys want to think you can challenge this, go ahead. I'm telling you, it's not going to be fun. You have drivers slamming on the brakes going 20, 25, 30. You have truckers coming up behind you, driving 60 or 50 miles an hour, and I won't see you till the last second, and boom, you're done. So, other than that, stay tuned. Have further more updates throughout much of the day, and be ready for this.